If you didn't know already, Unreal Engine comes with a 2D side-scroller template which is going to use the plugin called Paper2D. In today's video we are going to use Paper2D to learn how to create a 2D parkour mechanic. Alright, now that we are in our Paper2D side-scroller template, we are going to go into our content browser, right click, blueprint class, and we are going to create a new actor. I already have mine here. It is going to be called custom wall. And in the viewport I'm only going to have a render component, and this is going to be the default platform that comes with the template, so this one. And I'm going to have attached to it an arrow which we are going to use later as the normal of our platform, and also for me the hidden in game is going to be unchecked so I can see it. Now we need to go into our 2D side scroller character, and in here I set up a custom jumping system. So once I'm going to press the W button, so input action jump bounded to my W button, I'm going to have here do once, so we cannot jump multiple times before we hit the ground. I'm going to launch my character in the air, so on the Z axis, and I'm also going to play a sound. Alright, and now in the viewport I also added a new capsule which is going to be slightly higher than the default one. So capsule half height is going to be 97 for this one, and for the default one that's going to be 96, and for the radius 40, and for this one 41. Also unchecked hidden in game so I can see it. The collision preset is going to be overlap all, and then we are going to need to get on component begin and end overlap. So event graph, and in here let's set this up. From on component begin overlap we are going to get cast to custom wall. So firstly we want to see if what we hit is our custom wall or not, and then if that is true we are going to have here a branch which is going to check if our velocity has some values. So let's get velocity, and we are going to split the struct pin. We only want to work with the Z value, and we are going to check if this is bigger than 20 or if this is less than 20, than minus 20. So if any of these conditions are true, that means that we are going to have an OR boolean. We are going to continue with the script, else we are not going to do anything. So the reason why we are going to check this is because I don't want to be able to stick to the wall if I only just get close to it like this. I want to be able to stick to it only if I jump on it. Alright, now from the branch, so true, we are going to stop movement immediately from our character movement. And then we have to get our character movement once again and set gravity scale. By default I think this is 2 or 3, but I changed it to be 2.25. And we'll need to set the gravity scale to be 0. You can also set it to be just something really low like 0.1 and 0.2. And then we'll have to create here a new boolean. So I'm going to call this is on wall. And by default it should be false. And I'm going to set this to be true. Alright. Now let's check if this is working or not. We are going to go to our event tick, and we're going to have here a sequence. Print string duration 0. And we're going to check for this boolean. So let's see. We're going to play, by default false, and once I'm going to get on this wall, it should be true. So as you can see it is true indeed, but now we cannot fall, and this is not what we want, so let's set that up as well. From on component begin overlap, end overlap, not begin, we're going to get from other actor cast to custom wall. So if we can cast to this, we are going to have here a branch, and we are going to check if we are on wall or not. And if that is true, we are going to copy the gravity scale and is on wall, and we are going to set this back to the default values. That means that for this it is going to be false, and the gravity scale is going to be 2.25 as I said. Let's compile and let's see. So as you can see it is working. But now there's one more thing that we have to set up. How we can jump on the other platform here from this position. So I'm going to go back to my custom jumping system, and we'll need to edit this one. So what we'll have to do is to make a branch before we are actually going to jump. So from pressed branch, and the condition is going to check if we are not on the wall. So if we are on the wall, we are going to negate this, so not boolean, and we are going to make it false. And if we are not on the wall, we are going to make it true, so we are just going to normally jump. Alright, and if we are going to be on the wall, we are going to have here false. And what we'll do is to launch our character, and we're going to play a sound. And I think we can also set a variable, but before doing that we need to create it. So we're going to get here platform normal, and you might remember that in our custom wall I set up an arrow which is going to point upwards. We'll need to use this now, so I'm going to make this a vector tree. I'm going to compile it, default value 0 on all the axes, and what we need to do is to go on component begin overlap. We are going to have here, let's say, get arrow, and then we're going to get forward vector, and then we'll need to multiply this with a -1, so vector or multiply with the float, -1. We'll need to reverse it and then set our platform normal. Alright, compile, and now we'll need to set our launch character, and we can also set the platform normal to be 0 on all the axes, or even better, once we are going to set the is on wall to be false, we also set our platform normal to be 0 on all the axes. Now, launch character, launch velocity, split the struct pin, get the platform normal, and split the struct pin as well. And now we'll need to only work with the x-axis. That is because if you're going to go into your viewport in here, you're going to see that you're going to have z-axis, y, and x. So we can only move on the x-axis. Alright, back into our 2D side scroller character. We're going to go from platform normal x, multiply this with a float, so vector multiply with a float. Actually no, a float multiplied with another float. Let's say 800. And now let's check if this is working or not. So as you can see, it is working, but currently we cannot get to the other platform. So what we need to do is to also launch our character on the z velocity, so on the z axis, and I'm going to put here 1200 just as my normal jump. So let's see, and now as you can see, you're going to be able to jump, and you can also grab mid-air to your platform and just do this forever. And let's check how this is going to look with our gravity scale set to be 0.1. So let's see. Now I'm going to slowly go down. As you can see, it's still looking pretty good. If you want to do that, you can also do this. And one thing that you can do is to set the gravity scale to be 0, and then after some time, if you're still on the same platform, you are going to start falling, and there are multiple things that you can do and customize these. So if you're going to get any good results, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below. I'm going to be looking forward to your results. And this is pretty much all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.